Lamont Rucker. I'm so honored to know you. Thrilled for the success of your career, how you've been able to build a body of work and create an entertainment empire with integrity. We'll always have Kaufmans, eh? Look, really just a joke, but also real life is now paralleling art. I lost 150 pounds in the 15 months after turning 50. And it turns out that insulation was keeping the precious stand-up philosopher safe while I learned how to be the wise feminine she Socrates, the 2020 demands. I've created an entirely new category of philosophy. Hashtag well-being philosophy. Why didn't the old white men have a branch of philosophy where we thought about human potential? All of it. Who better than me? Who other than me is going to be the pale person who can stand on stage? And actually, I'm talking about a web series, but I keep saying stage because I'm a one-woman improv phenom. I have a little trouble staying brief, so pardon me for that. But Lamont, I can create abundance for us. I'm having a lot of trouble right now. It'll be in one of the performances. I'll give you the whole background, but forget about the pandemic being hard on me. I'd been a hermit for my 40s, my entire decade, because of a toxic mold exposure. That's the hashtag redheaded She-Hulk element. That's the situation where mostly I was a Zen philosopher, Bill Bixby kind of person. But occasionally I was Lou Ferrigno, and I had a size to back it up, right? And my spidey sense came from the mold. And it turns out I really have a lot of embodied empathy. I might be getting good at the acting. I'm not trying to get into the acting. I want to do improv. But I've had to practice my singing, my dancing. I have been working so hard. And it's all on YouTube. Because I'm entirely alone in the world. So the only feedback I get is doing this, talking to myself on video. So I get going a little fast, and sometimes I leave thoughts hanging because it's totally obvious in my own brain, the references I'm making and things like that. I was 333 pounds a month. I know a lot about evolutionary logic. I use thinking. I didn't use diet and exercise. I didn't have an attractive, A-list Hollywood actor walk with me. I just use the power of placebo tools, thinking, philosophy, to go, well, why am I, what is this all about? What is this all about? What is this all about? Why do people get fat? Why was I fat? Blah, 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 blah. Tyler Perry might want to know about this. Really, seriously. What I envision is an entercation empire. I want to be a little bit more about the entertainment, and you see why I need a little tutelage, a little bit of intros and whatnot. There's 3 components of my work in the world. Core is the hashtag redheaded She-Hulk, stand up, one-woman improv about human health. Anti-racism is job 1. And I can talk a little bit about how I lost the weight. Got some really good stuff to talk about there. Fasting, ecstatic trance dancing, sound healing. cannabis. But also, when I was about to die, which was right near my 50th birthday, and I started getting better, all of this, quantified self and biohacking and all of the internet and all the research and all of the really great thinking in my own brain, it started to coalesce. And then on my 50th birthday, it was like, wow, I'm gonna experience what it feels like to be in a lean body. I'm gonna understand like what muscles, like what it feels like to not just be like a Michelin woman. And you know what I did? I had to figure out what work I would do in the world, what motivation, what was my purpose. And my purpose in March 2019 became demolishing racism. Why was I fat in a nutshell? I was not touched the first 17 years of my life. I came to Carnegie Mellon. And Black people started touching me. Should have had a prop. Oh, wow. And always, because I don't know, this one's always next. This will show. Gorgeous Dimby. She got 3 incredible kids. Eager to hear about you in your life. I want to make the world those kids deserve. It's my job. It's white people's job to get into how horrible the delusion of white superiority is. But Lamont, everyone's trying. It's all in the hurt and the harm and the laws. We've had the laws, right? What we need to do is see somebody who loves Black people entirely for decades, who in fact can make a case that she never really participated in racism. So even though I grew up in 100, it was actually 98.5%, we can Wikipedia this, where I grew up, 45 minutes outside of Pittsburgh over in Ohio, 98.5% white. How'd it happen? Well, Lenny Kravitz's mama said, the Jeffersons, my friend, the first input into my brain about race with interracial love between Roxy Roker and that pudgy, doughy So look, I am propositioning you to become a creative partner, to become an executive producer. Help me see what I've got going on here. Help me, a little call here and there. I do believe I'm Dave Chappelle's comedy soulmate. Was the Tiki Torch whites who raised me? I can always go down the Chappelle route. And I know y'all both went to Duke Ellington. Now, I would need to get a little more polished. I need a little investment, hair, makeup, et cetera, do a little bit more with my enunciation, I need to find a Hope. So talked a little bit to Hope again. I've been kind of, I've been working on this. I knew it was going to happen, but wait till you see the early videos. You see how I've evaporated 150 pounds and I've improved my capacity to talk. And, again, I'm building a true, guaranteed successful one-woman improv performer. Then I wrote us a movie called Londolozy. In the other couple videos, I think I go into it in depth if you care, but I'll tell you about it. It's so much fun. I really like to tell you in person and record it. I think it'd be great for posterity. We can clip it to start generating buzz for the movie. I've watched how this works. Albert and Paul and This Love Wins, right? I have really, I mean, you've given me such gift. And the work that you're doing parallels the work that I'm doing. So somewhere in here, you know, again, I know it's maybe a 5-year time, although hopefully COVID sort of cleared your calendar and made you want to do things. But back to when I was lying in bed, what was I going to do? I laid in bed and I said, you know what, I want to dedicate my life. If I become lean, if I become somebody, and at that point, I didn't know what the careers was going to be. But what I wanted to do was eventually get to perform on the Apollo and do a tribute to that last performance from Tina Marie and Rick James. I said, I just got to find myself about Rick James. I never watched Chappelle's show. I didn't know anything about Chappelle's whole bit. I love that clip on the YouTube. I watch it a lot. Them two humans, when they were just about to die, right? See why that was where my head was at. Now, here's the really funny thing. As I started to learn how to sing, the lower I got the capacity in the lower range a lot quicker. I mean, you know, I sing with Tina Marie my whole life, but not well. But at some point I realized I could do a passable Rick James. I'm Rick James, bitch. That's like if I get to do a little boom, 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 and we set it all up, right? Especially with Chappelle. And have everyone thinking he's going to sing Rick James, I'll be singing Tina Marie. And then I started to the Rick James bit. Sample of my material. So I got my one-woman show, #Redheaded She-Hulk, which is about loving Black men. I got our movie, Londolozi, which is about establishing racial harmony. It's about you and I going on a location scout to Botswana, where we need the services of Ms. Jill Scott reprising her role as the #1 ladies detective agency, Ma Precious Remoswe. I got as an executive producer, bringing in the Tyler Perry verse, reuniting you and Jill on screen, and those books, that TV series, the #1 ladies detective agency, is like 100 million fans. This is really a project. I have no idea how, but I think, you know, this might ARPO and I mean, like the first Precious, this might be the next Precious. Because it's about racial harmony. It's about demonstrating it. It's about, you know, you and I, and going to Africa, and you know, not America, the US of hypocrisy, as I like to call her. People are storming the fucking Capitol today. Shit. I don't even know. I'm having a sense you might be in NYC, but I hope your family in DC. I mean, I think Africa will be the birthplace of the evolution of human consciousness that's happening right now. And I think demonstrating me being the only. You know how good I am at being the only. What if I'm the only in Africa right now, in the context of what's happening? The movie I wrote in 2019, and it is internet date time stamped. I submitted it to the Ron Howard's Imagine Impact Incubator in June 2019. I created the movie, and the baddie, while we're location scouting, something had to happen. And it was all seasonal sunlight flu. I quite literally, philosophically, thought about and created a scenario that unfolded nearly precisely like coronavirus, like 9 months later. All seasonal sunlight flu, I'm a girl. I don't want people to die and everything. So we get sick for 5 days, get well for 2 days. Get sick for 5 days, get well for 2 days. It starts rolling around. So everyone, you know, somebody gets sick on Monday, another person gets sick on a Thursday. Sick for 5 days, well for 2 days. I mean, like not out of bed sick. But otherwise, no big deal. And then we have a scene where it's like, well, let's stop blaming the pigs and the birds. Well, what is it? What is this flu? Where's the flu? Where's this problem coming from? It's like the sunlight's making us sick. And it is, of course, our gaslit relationship with the power of the sun that makes us see melanin. That's made us forget that melanin is a superpower. I mean, freckles are melanin. Giraffes' patterns are evolutionarily what freckles are about. Having patterns of melanin is really, really, really good for optimizing a very unique body. That's evolutionary logic. That's the philosophy part. So turn around and around and around. The philosophy is profound. I have a theory of everything. Bioelectricity. So how I lost all that weight and how come I think that the only reason I have to stay alive is to contribute to demolishing racism. And I think I got the philosophical hypothesis that can make that shit extinct this decade. But Lamont, I'm serious. I need a little Sheriff Troyan. Now, I have talked to Troy, Kurt, Tashir, Thimby, obviously. So I'm not cray-cray. You got some people who could, but I am now the talent. And I don't have anyone to help me. So I'd like you to start me a tab. Let me hang out in your general store, my friend. And we can contribute in a loving, intelligent way to pivoting this failing civilization with life-centric thinking. First, do no harm to any nugget of life. And the only way we can make that happen is for white people to get rid of the delusion of white superiority. I'm the white person. Not come at them, not yell at them, not all that anger. The white person to demonstrate loving Black people categorically. Wait till you get some of my material. I'm serious. So much material. I don't know what to do. And then literally, like, this is completely secure. Nobody, you'll look at the stats of my YouTube. Like, the views, it's mostly me watching my own film, trying to get better and better and better. Proud of you. This is a real opportunity. Either you or Hope, talk to either one of y'all. Man, if Hope would take me on as a client. But I also know Ama Asante is her client. Like the synchronicity of that, because it literally was a United Kingdom watching that movie that Ama Asante directed about Botswana becoming quite literally the most successful democracy in Africa with the interracial. I don't know what the words are, democratic founders. Back to Botswana, back to this, the synchronicity, the coherence of this whole endeavor is as if it was destiny. I think that's what, the legacy of We'll Always Have Kaufmans is about. I brought you into my job, gave you a little employee discounty situation, and now you can invite me into your job. Give me that employee discount. All right. Peace, love, and harmony to every single one of the 7.7 billion humans across this globe. Let's make this place better. Human civilization is gonna really stop being so angry and start seeing human potential correctly. All right, over now.